calling Denny Hamlin.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Awesome.
It's perfect.
Just
There
awesome
he is.
over here.
Hey, I got the same thing going on. What's happening, man?
I put her down. She's done figured her way out the crib on her own. She just comes walking and living.
When did that happen?
What are you doing?
Mine hasn't started getting out of the crib yet. You're just started figuring that out?
Yeah, the youngest one did.
What's that like? You need to tell me.
I don't know how she does it. I'm looking around. I'm thinking, I just can't. Gravity and physics just don't make sense right now.
Yeah.
Both of you guys can afford cameras. Y'all could probably figure this out by keeping a little bit of an watchful eye on them.
I'm just waiting on mine to start climbing out. She should be getting out here, and she should be figuring that out in the next couple, I think, a month or so.
Yeah. I think I just got to lower the floor. But I can't, you adjust the floor of it. I got to lower it.
Yeah. I hear you, man. All right, so we just want to ask you real quick about a little bit about the race yesterday, but you've been doing so much media for this. You did a ton of media before the race. You've done a ton of media since the race is over. What's the drive for that? What's the end goal? I guess is the question there.
Well, I think just trying to keep everyone still excited about our sport. I mean, I think that I got to thinking about it a little bit more, and people and the questions get raised, and I think about, how can I explain to someone that, it's as real as it gets, right? And so I think about, NBA players. If they were get on NBA 2K, that will not make that. It requires a different skill set to be good in the video game than it does. You're not going to get better in real basketball by playing NBA 2K. You're not going to get better at playing football by playing Madden. However, you can get better at driving in real life if you get on iRacing.
Yeah.
So I think it requires the same skill set. So
I like it, man. I agree. It's like I was telling somebody in an interview this week that when you're playing Madden, which I love, you don't mimic the throwing motion of a quarterback. You just mash a button. And in iRacing, I'm telling you, the steering input is so similar to the real thing. And actually what you're trying to accomplish and do and what you're trying to work against is all very similar. You get a lot of feedback in the steering wheel and the pedals and so forth as well to help you. But, well, man, I know that NASCAR fans loved it yesterday. I think that what you're doing as far as the extra media, that's on you. That's your decision to do that. I think that is amazing as well to keep the conversation going. You've been a sim racer for a really long time. I've been trying to tell everybody all week long that it was between you and William Byron. Unfortunately for William, he didn't have the success in the race to be there at the end. Timmy Hill, though, man, he was right in the middle of it. Great guy, great sim racer. Smithley was quick. A couple of them other guys were up there and a lot of fun. You had a lot of practice races that you put on this week. That was another thing. So, Denny, you got online. You worked really hard to get fast. To get up to speed really quick. I know you haven't been putting a ton of time in the sim, but this week you did. But you also hosted a lot of races for all the competitors to be a part of in the nights or evenings before the main event. And so what drove that? I mean, typically, I think you reached out and tried to give everybody a helping hand there.
Yeah, and I'll be honest with you, I went back and looked at the race and looked at the guys that participated in the races the night before. They actually did a lot better than the guys that didn't.
Yeah.
And I think you understand that, like, there is a difference between going out there and just trying to hit a hot lap versus going out there and racing. It is two totally different styles of driving. And I worked quite a bit with my drivers, Keegan Leahy and Casey Kerwin. We ran, offline quite a bit. We looked at data, I mean, just like you would in real life. And, I had him give me data from my lap 5, my lap 10, 15, and 20. We all did a 20-lap run. He collected all of our data, and literally it came out like Motec data. And he says, okay, I'm doing this versus you, and that's why in the long run I'm a little bit faster. And so I just started working on it and getting better. But I think that the competitors, I was trying to get them to go out there, especially the ones that hadn't done it ever before, because you got to understand like the little bit of lag between the cars and like how much space you really have and how much space you don't have. Run an extended amount of time, because a lot of these guys, you know, when we had that open session, we're just going out there and trying to hit the best qualifying lap they could. Well, you know, the way you drive on lap 10 or 15 or in a race is nothing like you want to go out there and qualify for a fast lap. So I think it was just trying to get everyone with more experience, because I think the more experience our competitors can get, not only are the better they're going to be, but the better our show that we're going to put on from now until whenever, you know, this deal stops.
You talked about the show going on. There's already some conversation on social media about Texas being the next track next Sunday. Do you plan on competing every single event? Have you made any kind of personal commitment there?
You know, I can do it for the foreseeable future. I did make some plans to go on a vacation in late April. But I mean, who knows? I mean, if I can, you know, if everything's still shut down, then no, I'm going to be sitting at home and I'm going to be doing some iRacing every Sunday. So, I you know, I want to keep it going. I want to keep everyone energized about the sport when we do get back going. You know, I think it's amazing. I've seen from the social media people. I look at like the verified on Twitter, right? The people that are verified that have talked about you, and I'm looking at all these different media outlets saying like, "Hey, this was great. This is interesting." And I've just got, I know today I've received at least 5 private messages asking, "Where can I get a sim rig? Like, you know, just where can I get all of this stuff set up? You know?" And so those are people now that have never been interested in racing or driving, that were casual fans that are now interested in doing it themselves. And when you do that, you're building the grassroots. It's the pipeline up to the top. So not everyone can afford to go out there and build a street stock and put it at Myrtle Beach or whatever. But it becomes a little more affordable when you can just buy a wheel and have a computer. And when you crash, you can hit reset instead of having to figure out how you're going to buy a new clip for your race car.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, man, I'm excited about that. I'm excited to continue to either be a part of those races or at least be a observer going forward. But
are you not going to race?
What
is your plan?
I don't have any plans either. I have a 2-year-old and a wife and a lot of other things. There's a lot of other things above that in the party.
You're going to try to stay married? Okay, I understood.
Yeah.
Hey, we got to talk about this.
Yeah, I ain't got those. I ain't got those problems.
Denny doesn't have that problem.
What about the last lap, man? Exactly. You know, I'm sitting here and I'm dying to know your angle on the last lap. We finally have the two of you together here.
I've got Keegan. I got Keegan in my ear, right? And like there was, I went back and looked, and it was 13. No, so restart 14th with 18 to go. Ooh. And I was looking, and it was like 13th. I'm 13 with 13 to go, because I got in a few little incidents there on restarts, and I was getting to the bottom of guys. I think if there ever was a radioactive, you're gonna hear me saying, you know, "Go, Bubba," or somebody pinching me, "Get the hell out of the way," or you know, I'm trying to tell everybody I'm on new tires. In other words, just give me some space, let me go, and trying to politic all I can to get all the space I can, because I know I need every lap to get up there, but. I noticed that, so he's in my ear, and he's kind of letting me know what's going on up front. And he keeps telling me, "Hey, you're 2 to 3 tenths faster than the leader every lap. So if you just don't make a big mistake, you'll get there." And so I knew going in the last lap, I came off 4, and he told me, "Get low." And I saw right when he said that, you went low, and I'm like, yeah. And at that time I said, well, the bottom is going to be 2 tenths faster. And I felt like at the time I was 3 tenths faster, and I could overcome it by running the top. So, you know, I like your move. I think on equal tires, there's no question you made the right move, but just you couldn't overcome the tire deficit we were coming so quick there.
I was afraid that if I gave you the top, I was certainly going to be finished. The other
no question.
The other thing too is I wanted to finish. I wanted to finish in the top 5. Right?
Yeah.
Why?
Because I had that. That was my goal the whole damn week.
I told them, I said, I bet you Dale Jr. would have taken second before that race started.
You're damn right.
Absolutely. You know what? I would have too. To be honest with you.
Yeah.
Well, hold on, Denny. If you're saying that it's as real as it gets, that's your thing. Then did you intend to bump Dale all the way to the apron? I mean, that's what you're saying, right?
I asked him. I said, "Did we hit?" Because I didn't feel a thing.
Yeah, I was watching. It's funny because in his video, he hardly has any steering input from contact. So
it doesn't fit. I'm telling you, like I was looking over because I didn't see anything because I just saw you going down the racetrack, and that's when I yelled out my explicatives.
Yeah. What did your little girl say?
She was just taken aback first of all about my language.
Yeah.
But I was just excited, man. I'll be honest with you. I was just as excited as I would be for a normal race. They were all excited, and we just watched it back, probably 10 minutes later. And then I went and did all my interviews. But, like, there was a crowd here watching and cheering on and stuff. So,
yeah.
I mean, I can't tell you, and I'm sure you have about all the messages you've got about people saying how, hey, that was exciting. That was fun. Regardless of whether it's fun and it was entertaining to watch.
Yeah, I was telling Mike, I felt like I forgot what was going on in in our lives and in the rest of the world for 3 hours. When I got up from that computer, it was like, oh man, we're still in quarantine, and it's crazy.
And that's the thing, by the way, that I have objectively been able to conclude is that's what this was all about. And the people that are sitting there kind of getting caught up on, well, I don't watch video games, so I'm not gonna enjoy this and whatever. You missing the point, jerks.
Yeah.
I mean, that's not the point. The point was there was no purse. There was nothing but, I mean, like everything that was absolutely pure is held within this race for a couple hours, and that's what it's about. And we could actually just watch it.
Yeah, and every driver that did that, they donated their time. Like, they have families, they have all that stuff going on. They did it for nothing, and they did it because they wanted to entertain the people out there that's been, aching for some racing right now.
Yeah, I was telling Mike that I thought a few of those guys were out there probably against their will in a sense. But,
right. I mean, like Jimmy, right? I mean, he knows he's going to go out there and run dead last, right? And not it's going to be bad. But still, I love the fact that he's willing to be vulnerable enough to say, you know what? Who cares? I'm just going to go out there and I'm going to have fun. And, it helps our sport. Guys like Jimmy, regardless of whether good or bad, he's out there and he's at least giving it a try.
Yeah. Well, let's before I let you go, just a quick update on how you guys are doing. I'm sure everybody wants to know how you're handling, self-quarantine and everybody good at the house.
Yeah, everyone's good here. The kids, we're trying to keep them entertained. I tell you what, we're doing this whole e-learning stuff. Oh my goodness, I would never. It's amazing. Like you got all these shapes. So I'm trying to figure out how many vertices, how many edges. I don't know. I'm on Google, right? I'm on my computer Googling the answers to my first graders' questions. Like, I don't know the answers to this stuff. That's crazy. So, I mean, it's 3 hours of that every single day. So, and I like to do it, because, I have some help here, but I like, this is, if there's any time to spend extra time with your family and kids, it's like right now. So I'm enjoying those 2 or 3 hours that I'm pulling my hair out, trying to figure out how many vertices are on a sphere.
By the way, I did enjoy at the end of that race, Dale. I always hear from you how realistic iRacing is, and I've never really done it. And I noticed at the end of the race when Denny won and he went to slow down and all, he reached like he was reaching for you. Dude, you reached like you're reaching for your belts. It was hilarious.
I saw that too. Because that is my normal, you get into turn one, you start pulling stuff off. You've been cinched down for so many hours, but
there's no way. I thought that rig had belts. There's no way I'd get in that thing if it didn't have belts.
I tell you what, I've stepped off that thing one time, and it just was like, whoa! Like I nearly tipped over. So,
Well, man, I know you've been enjoying the time with your family. I appreciate you taking a little bit of that to spend with us. And congratulations on a great day yesterday. Awesome win. Great day for our sport. Great fun for NASCAR. You've been such a great supporter for all of that. And I know you'll be a big part of it going forward in the next couple of weeks. And it should be a lot of fun. Hopefully we'll get another opportunity at another duel on the last lap.
I know. I thought it was perfect. So other than you finishing second, of course.
Maybe next time, buddy.
Yeah. All right.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
See you guys.
Thanks, Denny.
See you.